brave and try the slow flow tomorrow.
Oh, okay. You can totally do that. Welcome to Gentle Yoga today. I just started the recording. So slow flow, it's actually, I'm going to talk about that for a minute because it'll be a nice sort of segue into my theme of what I want to discuss today. So let me just make sure I've got a good view here. Have your water bottle, or whatever props you need nearby. So, silencing the phones, silencing the watch, all of these little things. Okay, so I wanted to talk today about one of the first sutras, okay? The Yoga Sutras, those of you who are not familiar, it's basically the principles, the values, the guidelines of yoga. Right? It's a book, 4 books long, actually, and each of the 4 books has about 50 sutras within them. So a sutra is like a segment, a small segment. So can anyone in trouble hear me?
Yes, I am.
Can't hear you too well.
Hold on, let me check.
You have your mic on?
Let's see. Is it because the music's too loud, you think?
Probably a little of both.
Okay, let me lower the volume of the music. Hold on. That's good to know because I don't want the recording to be music too loud. Hold on. All right. And then I need to silence everybody also. All right, mute all. So I'm gonna go back. Tell me now, Ellen, is, here, I've got the microphone. I've got the microphone here. It has my volume now. Can you hear me okay? Yeah, give me a thumbs up. Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna sort of start that again. So, without spending a lot of time giving you the history of the sutras, I just wanted you to understand that it is the ancient text of yoga, okay? It's much more than just the asana practice, how we put our body into poses. It's the philosophy. It is the study, all of the guidelines and messages and history of the practice, okay? So when Deborah mentioned, she's like, I think maybe I'll be brave enough to try slow flow tomorrow, right? The idea is that the practice is the practice, your way. And I'm gonna refer to this with Deborah because she was with me when Malia was teaching on Saturday. So Deborah, I don't know if you remember her saying, I loved when she said this. She said, I love looking out at my students and seeing that nobody looks anything alike, right? That there were at least 18 people there, if I kind of guesstimate, right? And she said that it should be your practice, your way, right? So that you can come into virtually any class once you really understand the practice and you know how to modify and change things for yourself, you can make any practice obtainable for yourself. Right? So if you prefer to be connected with that teacher, not wanting to wait for the video recording, or if that you can do any practice, anytime, anywhere your way. All right. I think that's an important message. So granted, if you're a gentle yoga practitioner, you probably wouldn't opt to go to a hot power flow class, right? Probably. But it's certainly the way I teach. I'm always offering up options, and it's always modifiable. So if you wanted to come on a Wednesday instead of on a Tuesday, it might seem a little stronger at times, but you have that option of going, I can come back into child's pose and breathe for 3 breaths, 10 breaths, 5 minutes, right? You can always do what you need to do for you, okay? So Sutra 1.14, so the 14th sutra in the first book, basically tells us that the practice of yoga is to be done for long periods of time, right? Not meaning I should wake up in the morning and do it for 6 hours. Long periods of time meaning consistently over a lifetime, right? For weeks, for months, for years, for decades. That's what they mean by long periods of time. And that it's consistent. So daily would be great, but daily doesn't have to be physical, asana. It could be meditation, right? It could be coming into that place of meditation for even 10 minutes, right? So being in a state of yoga, right? Yoga is way more than just asana. So let's take that message. So long periods of time, consistently, and then there's a third attribute there, with the best possible attitude, right? So let's bring ourselves into that message today, that we are going to be in our state of yoga with the best possible attitude. And I know that both of you here today with me, and those of you who are receiving the recording a little bit later, that the practice has been long and consistent for you. It doesn't have to look the same every day. Perhaps it is just your state of being, your state of mind, your attitude. Bring your hands to your heart center, roll those shoulders back and down, sit up nice and tall, right? Lowering the thumbs toward the sternum so you feel a little gentle pressure on that breastbone, so that you can have equal space across the back body and the front body, a little widening between the shoulder blades, a little bit of widening between the collarbones. Good. Right. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, let the chin come down to the chest, and see if you can keep the rest of the spine in the same position. Right, remembering that beautiful message from my friend and colleague Malia, right? She said that no two people will ever look alike. Right? You're going to do your practice your way. My suggestions are merely just that: suggestions, guidance, possibilities. And then with an inhale, lift the head up, lift the arms up, right? Separate the hands, maybe just shoulder distance, or maybe they need to go wider, right? If you're holding those shoulders right close to the ears or the elbows in a straight position and it feels like it's too much tension, you could soften the elbows. That's one option, right? Or you could make the arms wider into more of a V shape, right? Take a really nice breath in. And then as you exhale, bring the arms out in front of you. Yeah, we're just gonna kind of look at the different positions of the shoulder here. Then inhale, open them wide like wings. Turn the palms down, take another breath in. And exhale, turn the thumbs down and the palms back. So you're rolling the shoulders. And then bring the arms back behind you for a moment. Don't feel like they need to touch. Just squeeze the shoulder blades. Maybe lean the torso a little bit further forward. And then lift the torso back up. Reach the arms out and up again. Good. And hands to the heart. All right. So we're going to move the shoulder joint a few times like that. But before we do that, we're going to go a simple up and down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms reach out and down. Good. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. And exhale back to the heart. Do that 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale out and down, just getting some lubrication in the shoulder joint. Inhale up. Exhale, heart. Good. Last one here. Inhale up. Exhale out and down. Good. Inhale up and exhale, heart. Good. We're going to go back to that first motion, that first little sequence. Inhale up. Exhale, arms forward. Good. Inhale out like wings. Exhale, palms down. Good. Inhale, turn the palms to face the back and the thumbs down. Exhale, reach the arms back behind you. Lean forward a little bit. Yeah, squeeze those shoulder blades. Good. Inhale, lift that torso, arms like wings. Exhale, hands in front of you. Bend those elbows and bring the hands to the heart. Good. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, out in front of you. Good. Inhale like wings. Exhale, palms down. Good. Inhale, thumbs down. Exhale, lean a little forward, reach the arms back. Maybe you go a little further this time. Yeah. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, in front of you. Bend elbows to the heart. Good. Last one here. Inhale, up. Exhale, wings. Good. Inhale, forward. Good. And bringing the arms out like wings again. Palms down. Take a good breath in. Thumbs down. Lean forward. Palms. Reach fingers back behind you. Good. Maybe you're able to interlace the fingers this time. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and let the head come down a little bit. Right, so the crown of the head is reaching forward, no tension in the neck, good. And if you're able to, rise up with the torso, keeping the bound arms. So I'm gonna just turn to the side just so that you can see what it looks like on me, right? So again, if this is too much, you can always say bend the elbows and rest the hands on the lower back. My fingers are still interlaced, there's a lot less tension there. See how it feels. If you're able to turn the head to the right and draw the knuckles to the left, take a breath here. And then inhale, come back through the center, and exhale, look over the left shoulder and draw the knuckles to the right. Good, right, so when I say draw the knuckles to the right, it could be a millimeter, right? It doesn't have to be 6 inches. Yeah. Right, inhale, come back to the center, and exhale, lean forward one more time, let the head go. You might have the ability to lean a little further forward, really letting the head go and lifting the arms up and away. They might go an inch off the back. They might not go off the back at all. Maybe those hands are resting on the lower back. Maybe they're lifting up and away. Maybe ready to take your next in breath. Lift the head up, release those arms, sweep them out and up. And exhale, bring the hands to the floor in front of you. Walk your hands forward and just fold yourself in. Fold yourself in. Good. So soften the shoulders here. Right, let the head and neck go. Relax the jaw. Just notice for a moment where you are positioning the tongue in your mouth. You can choose to rest the tongue comfortably right behind the 2 front teeth as if you were going to say the word love. Yeah. Or maybe it goes a little further back onto the palate, like you're going to say the word nice. Yeah, so just relax the tongue either of those 2 places. Then. And then with an inhale, walk your hands back up toward those shins, rolling yourself up. Good, and let's uncross those legs, and we're gonna transition into a tabletop. So any way that you wanna get there is perfectly good. All right, looking good, girls. Spread those fingers wide, get a good base, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Good. Let's just rock a little forward and back. And so I think there comes a point in every physical practice where we get to the point where we're like, oh, I really love that pose. That feels so good on my body. And then there comes a place in the practice where you're like, oh, not that pose. That's hard, or that doesn't feel good on my body, right? So we have the best possible attitude, whether the pose is something that we love or one that is really not our favorite. Yeah. All right, next time you come forward, soften the belly down, lift the head, lift the chest, lift the tailbone, maybe rock forward a little bit. This is cow pose. And exhale, start to round the spine, chin to chest, pulling hips back a little bit, getting puffy in the upper back in kitty cat posture. Good. All right, on an inhale, tailbone lifts, head, chest lift. Maybe you tuck your toes this time. And then exhale, round and hunch, untuck the toes, perhaps going a little further back toward child's pose. So I'd like you to move through cat-cow, right? Maybe coming a little further forward each time, maybe tucking the toes, maybe coming a little further back each time. You don't have to come to complete child's pose, but you can, right? You don't have to come completely forward into a high cobra, but you can, yeah? So organic movement, right? Seeking what your body needs. And for many of us, this sequence is so familiar, right? Because this is the practice of doing things over and over and over again, right? Revisiting consistency, long periods of time. Yeah. All right, so the next time you come through the center, tuck your toes under and see if you can press back with the toes tucked, right? So you don't have to come fully back, just see how those toes feel. But a really nice stretch into the fascia, the plantar fascia on the bottom of the feet. You let your head go, right? Take a couple of breaths here. Breathe into those toes. Good. And then lift the head up and then keep the toes tucked. Walk your hands back toward your feet, toward your knees, right? And then you might see how much you can lift your head and chest up, right? That's a much bigger intensity. Ellen's like, oh yeah, I got this. I'm rising up, right? So maybe you stay there, right? Or maybe you go a little further. You could sit onto those heels. Woo. Good morning, Deborah's toes. Good morning, Ellen's toes. Good morning, Amy's toes, right? If it feels good, you can reach those arms out and up, right? That's a big, intense toe stretch there. So take it if it feels good. And if you know it's pretty intense and you're a little uncomfortable, how's your attitude? Yeah? Good. One more nice breath in. And exhale, keep the toes tucked, bring the hands back down. Push into the palms, lift the knees. So you're in a toe squat. There's gonna be some intensity that comes out of the toe stretch here. Yeah, see if you can make your knees wide, right? I'm gonna come facing this direction so you can see a little better. Make your knees wide. So my heels are lifted here, right? And then walk your hands forward in between those legs, right? Just taking a really nice stretch on the lower back. Let the head come down, pulling the hips backwards as you're reaching the arms forward. Let your head go, right? So the heels do not have to touch down, right? But you don't have to be deep in the neck of the toes either. Somewhere in between. Can you feel that nice opening in your lower back? Good. And then slowly lift the head, walk the hands back toward the body, draw the knees closer together. And we're gonna come into a forward fold. So do it slowly, keep the soft bend in your knees, right? Getting all the weight on your feet, forward fold. So bend those knees as much as you need, staying in a forward fold. I'm gonna turn myself sideways, I think you'll get a better view. Yeah, good. Now, bring your hands to the back of your legs anywhere you can, right? So it could be ankle, it could be calf, it could be backs of knees. Now, we're going to make sure that our feet are hips distance or wider so that we've got good stability. And then slowly, I want you to trace the back of your legs as you rise up. So trace the back of your legs, like a nice caressing. Feel the back of the knees, the back of the thighs, the back of the tush, the back of the lower back. Oh, good. And then when you rise up, on an inhale, reach the arms up. So good. Exhale, bring the arms out like wings and then find those back of the legs again. Start to soften the knees and we're gonna forward fold, tracing the legs again in the opposite direction. Trace the back of the legs like you're caressing, right? Maybe you make it down a little further, maybe not. And then bring your fingers to the front of the shins. On an inhale, lift and lengthen the spine halfway, right? Think about a flat back, shoulders back and down. And exhale, fold in. All right, soft knees. Again, trace the back of the legs as you rise up. We're gonna do this a few times. Trace, trace, trace. Sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Flowing mindfully. Inhale, arms up. Exhale out like wings. Find the lower back and start to trace down the back of the legs. When you do, bring your chin down to your chest, the crown down to the head, down toward the floor, right? Good. Fingers come to the front of the shins. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, flat back. Maybe you can rock some more weight in the toes here. And exhale, fold deeply. Knees can always be bent as much as you need. Rising up with that trace. Trace the back of the legs. Once you find it to the hips, reach the arms out and up. And exhale to the heart. Sweet movement, repetition. Again, inhale up. Exhale, wings, hands to the lower back or the tush, and slowly trace as you forward fold. Oh, feels so nice. How's that attitude? Inhale, slide the hands up the shins, lift and lengthen halfway. And exhale, fold. Good. Tracing again, backs of the legs, rise on up. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good. All right, now heel toe the feet together a little bit closer, right? Maybe just like one click. You know, you can always keep it wider if you need. Now, with the hands at the heart center, I want you to start to bend your knees, right? Just take some of that pressure out of the quads here. And then see if we can reach the arms forward and ask our quads to work a little bit. Yeah. Separate the arms so they're shoulder distance, right? And this is called Utkatasana, right? Chair pose. And I always feel like this is the perfect pose for us to have a little attitude check in, right? We ask those quads to fire up here. Try not to pinch the lower back. Get some space in the lower back. Give me one more breath. Keep the knees bent. Start to fold in. Keep the knees bent. See if you can get the belly toward the thighs. Good. And then forward fold. All right. So knees are bent here. So it's a forward fold with bent knees. Oh, yeah. All right. Now, inhale. Lift the head up. Keep the knees bent. Reach the arms forward. This is like a half chair pose. Oh, yeah. And then arms come out like wings. Turn the palms down. Turn the thumbs down. Reach the arms back behind you. Lift the heart up a little higher. Keep the knees bent like a ski jumper. Woohoo! One more breath in. And exhale, hands to the back of the legs. Trace and straighten those legs a little more as you forward fold. Woo, yeah. All right. Inhale, trace the back of the legs as you rise on up. Reach the arms out and up. Woo, maybe lean back a little if it feels good. And hands to the heart. All right, nothing like a chair pose sequence to test the attitude. All right, we're gonna take that a couple more times. So have the best possible attitude. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend those knees, sitting down into the chair. If the traditional chair like this is too much, you can already bring your arms forward, right? You can even have your arms out like wings. You can even have your hands at heart center. Good. Bend those knees a little deeper. Bend those knees a little deeper. Good. Keep the knees bent. Take a really good breath in. Exhale, forward fold with bent knees. See, you can feel the belly connecting to the thighs. Hands come down, head hangs, knees are bent. Yeah. All right, we're gonna come into that half chair. So keep the knees the same. Inhale, lift the arms, lengthen the spine. Ooh, look toward the fingers. Good. Open the arms out like wings. Turn the palms down. Reach them back behind you. Look forward like a ski jumper. How's your breath? Good. As you exhale, hands on the back of those legs and start to forward fold, straightening through the legs. Maybe they straighten completely, maybe they don't. Right? So there's this interesting kind of observation that I always have here. Right? It's pretty intense to forward fold with straight legs. It gives intensity to the hamstrings. Right? But it's pretty intense to forward fold with bent knees because it works the quadricep muscles. Right? So how's your attitude? Good. All right. Now we're going to reverse and trace again. Slowly rise up. Slowly rise up. Arms reach out and up. And exhale, hands to the heart. All right, can you put a smile on your face? Because we're going to do it one more time. Inhale, arms up, bend knees, traditional Utkatasana, chair pose, right? You can always change the position of the arms. You could always leave the feet either further apart or closer together. This is your practice, your way. One more breath. All right, keep the base the same and forward fold. So keep knees bent, forward fold, let the head go. And observe the strength of those legs. With an inhale, base stays the same. Torso lifts up halfway, arms reach forward. Exhale, arms out like wings. Turn the palms down, reach the arms back behind you, thumbs down. Heart rises like a ski jumper. Yes, and exhale, trace the back of those legs. Oh, thank God, asana, forward fold. Woo! Good, fingers to shins. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. And exhale, fold. Reverse that trace. Slide those arms up the back of the legs. Oh, so nice to caress the self. Arms reach up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good, take a nice breath in through the nose. Back out through the nose if you can. Beautifully done. All right, now hands to the hips. And we're gonna step that right foot forward into a nice lunge position and flatten out that left foot. So we're coming into warrior one. So take your time finding your stance, right? So I'm doing the same thing here. You wanna have your feet hips distance, right? And a nice bend in that right knee, hands on the hips. So you work on squaring off those hips, yeah? Good, maybe that knee bends a little deeper. Maybe the chest plate turns forward. Try not to collapse into the arch of the left foot so that lateral border, the pinky toe side of the left foot is kind of rounded and rooted. Yeah. All right, when you feel ready, reach the arms forward and up. Oh, good. So again, arm position can change. Take what serves you. Maybe you can bend a little deeper in the base. Maybe you can lift a little higher out of the ground. Can you breathe fully? Imagine if we work on having the best possible attitude in everything we do in life. One more breath in. All right, as you exhale, nice and slowly bring the hands to the floor to frame that right foot. Pause there. You could use blocks here if you need. They're really helpful, yeah? And then I'd like you to try to straighten the right leg. Yeah, so it may not go completely straight, right? And maybe it does. Just see where you are. Fold yourself in and breathe. Oh yeah, so you can always have a little bend or a big bend in that right knee. Just hover, breathe. Really letting that hamstring find its openness. And then start to soften the right knee again. And look forward, lift the left heel and step the left foot forward, forward fold again. Fingers come to the shins. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, fold. Good. Trace the back of the legs as you rise up. Oh, so nice. Press, press, press. Arms reach out and up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Beautiful. On an inhale, arms reach up. Soften those knees and forward fold. Traditional forward fold. Good. Fingers to the shins. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Good. Hands to the floor. Step yourself back into a downward facing dog. Step yourself back, downward facing dog. Good. All right. So down dog could look like child's pose. Could look like table. Could look like puppy, right? So take what feels comfortable for you. Maybe bending and pressing opposite knees. Maybe hips going side to side. Beautiful. Find your stillness and then soften the knees. Walk the hands back to the feet. Walk the hands back to the feet. There's that forward fold again. Hands to the back of the legs. Trace, trace, trace as you rise on up. Oh, so nice. Arms reach out and up. And exhale, hands to the heart, hands to the hips. And now we're gonna take a big step forward with that left foot, finding our warrior one on this side. Right, so taking your time. I like to adjust my foot position. And so I think that's the most gracious gift of this practice. Not in a rush. Square off the hips, bend a little deeper into the left knee. Right, square off the chest plate, maybe bend a little deeper, maybe root a little more into the outer edge of that right foot. When you're ready, arms reach out and up. Arms can be in any position you choose. How's your breath? Inhaling and exhaling. So warriors are passionate people. And so it takes a lot of passion and hard work, right, to be consistent for long periods of time. One more big breath in. As you exhale, look down to the floor. Use those hands to frame that left foot. If blocks are available, grab them. And then work on straightening the left leg and folding it. So let the head go. You can shake the head yes and no. Come back to tuning into the position of the tongue in the mouth. Right? I feel like if I place my tongue either in that love position or that nice position, then it relaxes the jaw and it stops me from clenching my teeth. Yeah. So really soft in the facial muscles. And then lift the head up, look forward, soften the left knee, lift the right heel. And take your time, stepping right foot up to meet the left. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. And exhale, fold. Back of those legs, let's reverse the trace. You girls look so good. Slide them up. Oh, good. Arms out and up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Pause here. Take a good breath in through your nose. Out through the nose. There we go. All right. Now, hands on the hips. Soften the knees. Let's step the left foot back. Okay, so this time we're coming into warrior two position. So the foot position is different, right? The right heel in line with the left arch approximately, or maybe the left heel. So it's like one clean line. Get nice and deep into the knee. Arms. Right arm reaches over the right leg, left arm reaches up. So good. How's your breathing? Create some softness from that mouth, from that jaw, all the way down the neck and into the shoulders. Strong in the base. Push a little bit more into the big foot now to the right foot. And the toe side on the left foot. Good. Now, inhale, straighten the right leg, reach the arms up. Good. Now bring the left arm down the left leg and lean the body back toward the left. The reverse triangle forward. Good. Stable and breath a priority. So good. And we're keeping the legs straight. Inhale. Come back to center. Right arm forward, left arm back. Yeah. All right. We're going to come into triangle pose. Turn the palms to face down. Start to reach that right arm forward, right? Hinging at the torso. And then bring that right hand wherever it goes comfortably on that right leg. Left arm reaches up. All right, let's pause there for a moment. All right, making sure you're not in too deep. So here are some options for that left arm. You can leave it pointing up to the ceiling. You could wrap it around your back, right? Kind of pulling the palm to face the back, reaching toward the imaginary pocket on the right side of your body, rolling that left shoulder open a little. That's one option, right? Another option would be taking that left arm and reaching it forward so the bicep muscle is by the ear and the fingertips point toward the front of the mat. That's called Utthita Trikonasana. Not necessary, but an option, yeah? Oh, so good. And then with an inhale, lift that arm back up, soften that front leg, that right knee, and rise back up, warrior two. Woo-hoo. Good. Hands to the hips and straighten that right leg, turn those right toes, have those legs in a nice wide stance so you're facing the long side of your mat. Ah, yes. Arms reach out and up. See if you can make them in a V shape. So they are like the mirror image of the legs. The legs are big, wide, and V. The arms are big, wide, and V. This is starfish pose. Yeah, so good. Right, being here, being present, taking up space, and feeling really good about it. One more breath in. Exhale, arms come down, bend the elbows, bring the hands to the lower back, fingers point down, yeah? And then we're gonna hinge forward and trace the back of the legs with a wide-legged forward fold. Trace, trace, trace. See how it feels. Maybe you stop at the calf, maybe you go to the ankle. Wherever you are, you are. How's that mouth? How's the jaw and the tongue position? Let the head go. Awesome. And then really ground down with the feet, right? Strong in the core. Reverse the trace. Rise on up, rise on up. Right? More challenging than you think. Woohoo! Good. Inhale, arms reach up. Good. Exhale, arms down and hands to the hips. And now we're going to turn the left toes to point to the back of the mat. Bend into that left knee. And oh, magically, we are in warrior two on the other side. Good. So adjust the alignment as needed, right? Left heel to right arch or heel. And then extend the arms forward and back. Woohoo! Left arm over left knee, right arm over right leg. Maybe we sink down a little deeper. We're gazing over the left middle finger. Oh, yes. How's your breath? All right. Now with an inhale, straighten the left leg. Right arm down, right leg. Left arm up, and we lean back to the right.
reverse triangle pose. All right, so what feels really good for one might feel not so good for the other. How do you modify? How do you obtain that best possible attitude? If someone cuts you off on the road, there's some kind of rush, do you get pissed off or do you just let it go? All right, with an inhale, come back up to the center, preparing for triangle pose. Start to reach the left arm forward, hinging at the hips. Place that left hand on that left leg wherever it's comfortable. It doesn't have to reach down to the floor. Right arm reaches up to the ceiling. Be in a position that you feel like you really want to reach the block, right? But try not to let that right shoulder curl forward. Maybe you try that option of bringing that arm. I see Ellen's got her arm wrapped around her back, so that right arm, like maybe the palm turns back open again, rolling that right shoulder open. It's a nice option. Or maybe you want to try one of the other options, that right arm up and over, Utthita, Trikonasana, with the bicep muscle by the ear, a lot more intensity there, so take it or don't, yeah? So good, so good. And then use an in-breath to rise back up, soften that left knee. So good, hands to the hips. And we turn those left toes once again, Prasarita, right? So we're gonna prepare for Prasarita Padottanasana, right? Where we get our hands down the legs toward the feet. So hands on the lower back, fingers point down, roll shoulders back and down, take a nice breath in. As you exhale, hinge forward, trace the back of those beautiful legs, yeah. Finding your way into a wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. There are variations. You can hold ankles, right? You can hold heels. You can hold outer edges of feet. You can even take a toe bind here if you like. So take what serves you, right? Legs do not have to be totally straight. Take what is comfortable for you here. Good. All right, this time we're gonna release the legs wherever we're holding feet or legs. Hands come to the floor underneath the shoulders. And then I'd like you to slowly start to heel toe your feet together until eventually you are in a traditional forward fold, right? Feet are hips distance or maybe a little bit wider. Yeah. Okay, so now you can come back to holding on to the ankles or the calves, or you can come into a peace finger toe bind here, where you slide your pointer finger and your middle finger in between the first and second toe, right? And we come into a forward fold. Bend those elbows, crown of the head down. Where's the position of the tongue, right? So this is a forward fold, bound. Down hand to toe. So again, the knees can be as bent as you need here. As bent as you need. Woo. Good. One more breath. Bring your chin toward your chest. Let the crown of the head come down toward the floor. Good. Soften the knee more. Release those toes. Hands to the floor. Bend those knees, lift the heels up, come back into a little yogi squat. Oh, happiness is coming out of that intense stretch on the hamstrings there. Good. All right, so this time we're gonna practice a little balance, right? So we can come up on the tips of the fingers, lift the head up a little, yeah? Or maybe you can even bring your hands together at the heart center. Drawing the knees down toward the floor and the crown of the head toward the ceiling. Lots of balance here. Right? And it's enough, by the way, if you want to just a block. Oh, good. Beautiful. And then slowly hands come back to the floor, right? And we come back into a forward fold. Hips high, head low. Good. turning the body toward the front of your mat, right? And walking yourself forward and stepping the feet back into downward facing dog. Lower the knees down, please, and come into child's pose. Oh, you might be saying, I thought you'd never ask us to come into child's pose, right? Right, and if you have that feeling that, oh, I've been waiting for this moment, ask yourself why you didn't take it sooner, if you needed it sooner. Yeah, so we're gonna stay here for about 3 or 4 cycles of breath. Once again, noticing the position of the tongue in the mouth. Awareness. And then when you feel ready, you can lift that head up, walk the hands closer to the knees, and then shift the hips off to one side, coming into a seated position on the bottom. And happiness at this moment is making your way onto the left. So you can extend and come into a conscious resting posture. Oh, yeah. Good. Notice how that feels. When you're ready, you're going to hug that right leg into the chest. Then you can take that right leg up toward the ceiling, interlace the fingers behind that right thigh, and circle that right ankle. Do it nice and slowly. Go in both directions. Good. All right, now we're gonna take that right leg, bend it, and cross it a figure 4. So ankle over knee, flex those right toes. And you can take your right hand on the inside of that right thigh, and just give a gentle encouragement of that right knee, right thigh, a little bit of weight from the body. That might be enough for you right there. If you want a little more sensation, yeah, you can lift that left foot up. Ready the right hand in between the legs, holding on the back of the left thigh, flex both toes, and rock a little side to side. Good. Find your stillness here. You might even choose to straighten the left leg up to the ceiling. See how that feels. Our hamstrings are pretty open from all the work we did. Okay. One more breath in. And then exhale. If that left leg is straight, bend it down. Place the foot on the floor. Keep the cross. Open your arms out like wings. And slowly let the hips tilt to the left. Come into a figure 4 cross. Or maybe you want to slide the knees on top of one another. Right, so a bit more of a knee over knee cross. Or you can even stack the knees. Right, in a traditional supine twist. Okay. Several good cycles of breath here. And when you feel ready, slowly head comes back to center, and then hips and comes back to center. Uncross that leg. Good. Hug the left one in. And straighten the left one up to the ceiling. Interlace the fingers behind and circle that left ankle. Go in both directions. Wiggle and move, flex and point. And bend the left knee, find that figure 4 cross, left hand to the left thigh, and then a gentle encouragement. I know two hips are exactly alike. Maybe it's much more intense on this side and you choose to stay. Or maybe you want a little more and you lift that right foot, threading the hand in between the legs, grabbing the back of the right thigh, flex the toes and rock a little side to side. Okay, find your stillness. Staying in the traditional figure four, or maybe straightening the right leg to the ceiling. So the more we practice, the more consistent we are, the more aware we become. Aware of our needs, aware of how our bodies operate, right? Aware of how we perceive things. It takes a long, long time, a lifetime to figure it all out. Now, when you're ready, if that leg is straight, bend the knee, lower the foot to the floor, arms out like wings. Use an exhale to come into your twist. Either keep the figure four, stack the knees, or keep them crossed. Your choice of a supine twist for several breaths. So when you're ready, head comes back to center, hips come back to center. Uncross the legs and extend your legs down your mat. Make your feet really wide as you can, maybe wider than your mat. Arms reach up like a V, so we find ourselves in that starfish posture on our back, making a beautiful space. Where is the position of your tongue? Okay, let the earth support you here. Good. And slowly bend the knees, hug them into the chest. Maybe lift the head of the chest. Good. All right, so we're going to rock forward and back a few times. And I'm going to ask you if it feels good to do it, if it doesn't feel good not to, right? I say that a million times, but I feel like I can never say it enough. And then eventually you're going to make your way to seated again. You could actually just roll over to the side to make it to seated. You're going to come into Sukhasana. And I know probably what you're thinking is, wait a minute, I was on my back. I was this close to Shavasana. Why are you making me sit up again? I promise it'll be worthwhile, all right? But we're gonna sit here for a couple of minutes. So if you wanna prop yourself up on a blanket or box, if you wanna choose to have your feet out wide or in a Baddha Konasana instead of a Sukhasana, however you can be comfortable, is how I'd like you to be, all right? So we're gonna practice a little alternate nostril breathing, a little breath work before we go into Shavasana. All right, so what this does is it actually prepares us for Shavasana probably better than anything we could possibly do. And so if you're not familiar with alternate nostril breathing, I will walk you through the process. Take your right hand, peace fingers, pointer and middle finger, rest it delicately on the third eye, the space between the eyebrows. And then the right thumb delicately closes off the right nostril, and I want you to just breathe in and out of the left side. Notice the position of the tongue in the mouth. Choose the love or the nice position. That left side nostril, that left energy, that is our passive side, our feminine side. Moon energy, calm energy. Two or three more cycles here. And then we're gonna switch sides. So release the right thumb, take the ring finger, close off the left nostril, and start nice, long, slow, deep breathing through the right side. So there are tremendous health benefits that are incorporated from nasal breathing. Two or three more cycles on the right side only. Okay, we're going to begin the alternating. So take an inhale through the right. Close off the right, exhale out the left. Inhale left. Close it off and exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. All right, inhale right. Close right and hold your breath. So close it, go to sides, hold, hold, hold. Release the hand down to your lap and let it come out both sides. Good, take a breath in through both sides and back out through both sides. Beautiful. Pause for a moment here. Let it come back to natural breathing. Maybe feeling a little sense of lightness. A little sense of swirling energy. Maybe some clarity. See if you can hold on to that sensation, whatever it means to you. And allow yourself to find your way onto your back. Maybe the eyes stay closed, maybe they're open. You make it down onto your back, extend your arms down by your side, turn the palms to face upward, legs down the mat, feet wider than your hips. So good. Find that position of your tongue once again. And allow ourselves to enter into Shavasana, double resting posture here. Allow yourself to feel supported. The more you let go, the more supported you feel. Just continue to your natural rhythm of breath here. Just being quiet and still for a minute or two. hold on to this beautiful stillness. Tune into sounds that you hear around you. Maybe it's the sound of my voice or music. Maybe it's the hum of your house, or sounds in nature. Sounds just moving. Let your attention go to different sounds, to different sounds. In your own way, in your own time, however you like to transition, you can find your way back to a comfortable seat. When you do, I invite you to bring your hands to your heart center. So the practice of yoga for a long period of time, regularly, consistently, the best possible attitude. Om Shanti, 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 Pain. Om Peace. May this practice always be a source of peace for each of you. May you find this peace in different ways, on different days. Thank you so very much for coming up to practice with me today. And as always, I am in much gratitude. I'm so honored for you to have chosen me to guide you through the practice today. Until we meet again, namaste. So beautiful girls, thank you.
Thanks, Amy.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Have a wonderful day.
You too.